Okay. Yeah. See the next model. So see, in some cases, they may give current carrying conductors that is placed on an inclined plane. Okay. If current carrying conductor is placed on inclined plane, let us see how to get the force acting on that conductor. Okay. So let me give some idea. After that, I will continue one problem. So see the concept first. Okay. Current carrying conductor is placed in an inclined plane. So these models also most important for all type of entrances. See, current carrying conductor in an inclined plane. See, sometimes, let us suppose they given the inclined plane is looks like this. See, this is the inclined plane with angle of inclination theta, and this is the top view. Here they may give the conductor like this. Conductor nothing but wire. They may give the wire in this manner. And if this wire carries a current I, if this wire carries something current I, and if magnetic field is applied in this direction, means perpendicular to the inclined plane. See, this is the direction of the magnetic field, just from the top view. Okay, so here this is the inclined surface. Okay, if it is a frictional surface, there will be a mu. Here field is applied in this direction and current is some current is flowing. Okay, angle of inclination something theta. Let us see in what direction it will experience as a force. If you see this one from the side view, okay, if you see this one from side view, let me draw diagram like this for understanding point of view. So this is theta and current. See, this is the wire. Okay, I'm just see from side view. So let me put some cross mark, means current is like this. Okay, and field applied perpendicular to this, perpendicular to the plane. This is the direction of magnetic field. Current is in this way. Okay, the rod is placed like this, or a wire is placed in this direction. So the rod will move like this. So if M is the mass of the rod or a wire, L is the length of the wire, no doubt you know the forces. Weight of the wire mg acts vertically downwards and normally action perpendicular to the contact surface. Okay, but on board, let me draw like this here. So this you feel like a block on a inclined plane. If M is the mass of the wire, then weight of the wire acts vertically downwards. Normally action force acts perpendicular to the contact surface between the wire and the plane, and this one is very clear. If this is theta, you know well this one theta, so mg cos theta, and see this is mg sin theta, and field is applied in this manner. Up to now you know these things. If this wire moving down, frictional force acts opposite. If this wire will moving up, based on the current, based on the force experienced, maybe this wire may move up. If it is moving up, frictional force will act downwards. Okay, so they may give different models in the question. Okay, here field is applied perpendicular to the plane. Then identify the direction of the force. No doubt that current carrying conductor experiences a force. Identify what direction this conductor, that current carrying wire, experiences a force. See, use Fleming's left hand rule, otherwise right hand rule. Okay, so this is the wire. I am drawing from the side view like this. Current is like this, in this direction. See, I am using Fleming right hand rule. Field is here in this and current is into the board. So field is in this way. So put the fingers like this. Current is, see, current is like this. Okay, now it will experience a force in what direction? Tell me. See, use left hand rule also, that's not a problem. See, these are the field lines and current is into the board. Current is into the board, then it will experience as a force in this direction. Observe carefully now. This is the force, that is nothing but BIL. So it will experience as a force BIL like this. Okay. Now the net force acting on this wire, we can write it as, if it is moving down, mg sin theta minus BIL. So MA, which is equivalent to mg sin theta minus BIL. If any frictional force is there, you substitute the frictional force. Okay. And see, this is the case when magnetic field is applied like this. For suppose, if this magnetic field applied in this direction, exactly vertically downwards on board, complete 3D picture, magnetic field is applied downwards. Okay, this is the case, magnetic field is applied in this way. See, field, these are the field lines, magnetic field, and current is into the board, and see, this is the force. Along the inclined plane is the force. Otherwise, use Fleming's left hand rule. So if you use Fleming's left hand rule, see, field is, this is the field, see, put the finger like this. See, field is downwards, current is into the board, and it will experience as a force in this direction along the inclined plane. Okay, if it is moving down, frictional force will act opposite direction. You write extra Fk if it is moving. Fk nothing but mu n. If frictional force is there, then the net force is, if frictional force is given, if any coefficient of friction is given, mg sin theta minus BIL minus F. Minus F, nothing but what? Mu n. F nothing but mu n. So equations becomes the new equation. If friction is there, Ma, which is equivalent to mg sin theta minus BIL minus mu mg cos theta. So based on given question, you can use any one formula. Okay, identify what direction field is acting and in what way current is flowing, in what direction it will experience as a force. That you identify correctly by using Fleming's left hand rule, otherwise Fleming's right hand rule. Now let me change the direction of the magnetic field. Okay, let us suppose the same question. Now I am going to change the direction of the magnetic field. Same problem. First, suppose magnetic field is in this direction. Then tell me in what direction this current carrying wire experiences a force. Let me draw diagram from the side view so that we can identify in exactly what direction it will experience a force. Now from the side view, so this is the current wire. I drawn cross means current is moving into the board, not exactly into the board, it is flowing like this. Okay, so this is the current, and here the field exactly applied like this. See, this is the direction of the magnetic field. Now tell me, in what direction it will experience as a magnetic force? Anyhow, weight of the body, weight of the wire, clear, mg, normal action force in this direction. So this is what mg, this is theta. So you have an idea about free body diagram concepts, mg cos theta, and this is mg sin theta. Then decide the BIL value, in what direction that BIL will act. See, field is downwards, and current from the side view, it is flowing from this to inner side. So this is the current from Fleming's right hand rule I am using. So field down, current is inside, then see the palm shows, see the direction of the hand, see this palm shows to this side. So it will experience as a force BIL in this direction. So this is the force experienced by this current carrying wire. So this is the force. Okay. And we can resolve the force into two components. This is theta. This is theta. This is 90 minus theta. Again, this is theta. Theta 90 minus theta. This is theta. So resolve BIL into two components. What is this? BIL cos theta. BIL cos theta. And see, one more component is coming like this. BIL sin theta. See, normal reaction force is balanced by two components. Normal reaction force is balanced by mg cos theta plus BIL sin theta. Okay. So imagine correctly and practice number of times. And if there is no friction, if the wire is moving down, net force acting on the wire mg sin theta minus BIL cos theta. Okay, minus BIL cos theta. If any friction is there, if it is moving down, minus Fk. Okay, this is in the absence of friction. If any friction is there, Fr we can write it as Fr nothing but what? Ma. So we can find acceleration of the rod. Okay, we can find theta, IL. Okay, any one thing they may miss in the problem that we can find easily. But identifying direction of force is important. Means direction of magnetic force. What direction that conductor, that wire experiences a force. See here, field is in this way, current is inside, and see the direction of the force along the inclined plane. Okay, and see here, field is in downside, vertically down, and current is inside. I am taking like this. Then see the direction of the force. Direction of the force is this side, BIL. Again, I resolved BIL into components. BIL cos theta, BIL sin theta. So normal reaction force is balanced by BIL sin theta and mg cos theta. One equation. And net force acting on the rod is mg sin theta minus BIL cos theta. If it is moving down, if any coefficient of friction is given, so this is in the absence of friction, coefficient of friction is not given. Here if it is given, mg sin theta minus BIL cos theta minus Fk. Fk, nothing but mu n. N nothing but just you substitute these values, n. Okay, so let us try one problem based on this. And one more model. To take this, I'll do one more model. So feel correctly, then we can identify direction of the force exactly. Now, sometime they may give the problem like this: spring with some conductor arrangement. So they may give 2 springs, 3 springs, and number of springs they will give with some current carrying wire. Let us see how to find out the spring problems. So I am going to give the heading as deformation. So deformation of the spring, elongation otherwise. Deformation of this spring as shown. So by using the diagram, we try to understand what they given in the problem. So just I am using for problem's point of view, I am using some headings, shortcut headings. See, they will give springs like this in some problems. This is the spring whose spring constant is K. Another spring whose spring constant is K. Otherwise K1, K2, that's not a problem. These two springs are connected to some current carrying wire. Carries current I, whose length is L, whose mass is M, length L. Okay, and some field is applied like this. magnetic field is out of the board. Due to this, means this is subjected to outward magnetic field. The system is subjected to outward magnetic field towards you. Then no doubt this conductor will experience a force. Okay, if this is not there, we can write directly above force. Above spring force is balanced by weight of the rod, weight of the wire. But because of this, one more force is existing. That force is nothing but what? Magnetic force. Let us see in what direction magnetic force is acting. Identify what direction the magnetic force is acting. Field is towards you. Use right hand rule or left hand rule, your wish. So field is towards you. If I place my hand like this, magnetic field is towards you and this is the current. Is this current is flowing upward? No, current is flowing right side onward. So field is towards you, current is this side. See the palm shows downside. That means it will experience a magnetic force of BIL downwards in these directions. So it will experience a force that is BIL. Of course, weight of the wire mg acts vertically downwards, and upward is nothing but only spring force, nothing but kx. Okay, so at equilibrium these two forces are equal. And see I am using right hand rule. Field, current, force. If you use left hand also same. Field, if I hold my hand like this, this is the field, but see current is this side, but where is the current? Current is left side. So you hold like this. Current is left side. See, current is left, field is towards you. See the direction of the force. Force is downwards. It will experience as a force downwards. Mg plus Bal will act downwards, and that is balanced by spring force. So spring force, nothing but restoring force, which is equivalent to Mg plus BIL. This is nothing but Kx. K nothing but two springs are parallel with same spring constant K. You know, as springs are parallel, effective force constant is nothing but K1 plus K2. So K plus K, 2K. X is the deformation or elongation. So Mg plus BIL. So X is equals to Mg plus BIL by 2K. So this is the deformation, nothing but almost elongation in the spring. So this is the formula to solve this type of questions. So in some cases they will give spring with current wires. With inward field or outward field they may give. Okay. So if they given, use this concept to solve those questions. Mass, this is the mass of the wire. They will give some 5 grams, 3 grams, whatever may be. B, field, they will give. I, current flowing through the wire. L, length of the wire. 2, K, K is the spring constant. If they given all the values, you will get X value. Maybe in meter or maybe in centimeter. That X is the deformation in the spring. For suppose the same thing they given like this, one more question in this same manner. See, this is the spring constant K1. You expect this. And field is into the board. This is K1, K2. I is the current, L is the length of the wire, M is the mass of the wire. Now tell me, K1, K2 are the spring constants. Here, tell me in what direction it will experience as a force. Field is into the board. Field is into the board, current is in this direction. Let us identify what direction it will experience a force. See, field is into the board, current is this side. It will experience a force upward. So this is the force. And what is this force? This is the magnetic force, Fm. Nothing but BIL. And weight of the wire, mg. Weight of the wire, mg. And as the weight of the wire is mg, due to springs, it will experience some restoring force, spring force. That is Fs. At equilibrium, magnetic force and spring force balanced by mg. Magnetic force nothing but BIL, spring force K1 plus K2, because these are parallel combinations, into some elongation which is equivalent to mg. So the elongation in the spring, okay, so based on given problem, maybe this may elongate some x1, this may elongate some x2. So based on given condition, you can use the, so this is just, let me write only a spring, okay, this is some elongation. So based on given question, you can use this formula. So magnetic force and spring force balanced by weight of that wire. Okay, so solve these type of questions. And let me continue one problem. So take the problem. So here identify the direction of magnetic force. That's it. Now see, let me read the question. Try to solve this one by using previous concept. A rough inclined plane, inclined with an angle 37 degrees with horizontal, has a metallic wire of length 20 centimeter with its length perpendicular to the length of the inclined plane with coefficient of friction 0.1. When a current of I is passed through the wire and a magnetic field is applied normal to the plane upwards. Field is applied normal to the plane upwards. Okay. The wire starts moving up with uniform velocity for a magnetic field B is equal to 0.5 Tesla as shown. Then find the magnitude of electrical current, and given mass of the wire is 50 grams. And see the question, read twice at least, and see the given diagram. They given the diagram like this. So they given this one 37 degrees. So they given this is the current, field is upward. Yeah, they given this. Field is upward, perpendicular to the plane, perpendicular to the inclined plane. Field is perpendicular to the inclined plane. Okay, you can imagine in a side view. That is the better way to get the problem. And see, the wire is moving upward. It is moving upward. They given already. Wire is moving upward. Let me draw diagram from the side view. See, from the side view, just you imagine like this. This is 37 and current is, so in this direction means it is outward, and field is perpendicular to the plane. Okay, perpendicular to the plane, field is perpendicular to the plane, and weight of the wire mg, very clear, acts vertically downwards. This is again mg cos theta, and this is theta. This is mg sin theta. Wire is moving up, so frictional force will act downwards. Okay, wire is moving up. But you see in what direction this current carrying wire experiences a magnetic force, that you identify it. Now use the right hand rule or left hand rule. Field is upwards. Okay, now see, this is current is outward in this direction. I use the dot with circle. Okay, current is in this direction, outward. So current is outward, then it will experience a force in this direction. So, okay, current is in this direction. Okay, see, current is same. It's not into the board in this way. So this is BIL. Now the net force acting on the wire is mg sine theta. Okay, net force acting on the wire is mg sine theta and mg sine theta if both are acting in one direction. So at equilibrium, so they are not given it is moving down or up, it's ready to move up. So it applies normal to the plane, starts moving up. That means net force is 0. So starts moving up. So net force is 0, 0 which is equivalent to mg sin theta plus f minus dl. The wire ready to move up. It is ready to move up means frictional force is acting in this direction. It's not moving. If it is moving up, BIL minus these values is equal to MA. But wire ready to move up. So these two are equivalent to BIL. So BIL is equals to mg sin theta plus f. BIL mg sin theta. This is mu n nothing but mg cos theta. Substitute theta as a 37. You know 37-degree triangle. 3, 4, 5. Then current is equals to mg, if I take common, sin theta mu cos theta by BL. Substitute m value given, g value sin 37, mu value mentioned, cos 37, b is mentioned, L length also. So length 20 centimeter mentioned. So substitute all the values, you will get approximately 3.4 ampere. Okay. So this is the way. Identify the direction of the force. Based on this current, I drawn like this. Okay, this current I am taking outward. Okay, so identify the current. So if you see from the side view, don't think this is into the board. Okay, this is our imagination only. You can see like this. It is like this. Okay, then somewhat easy convenience. Okay, they are not mentioned any direction. Just I am considering now. Current is in this direction. Field is like this. Then force. If they mention exact current direction, then we can identify the direction of the force. So no need to worry. So this is the field, current, force. If current is into the board, field, current and force. See, force is what direction? Force. In this way. mg sin theta plus F plus BIL, which is equivalent to 0. If ready to move, ready to start. Okay. Here I am taking dot with circle means current is like this. So outward. From the side view, current is coming like this. Just I place the rod, the current is coming towards you. Then only this equation is correct. Okay. So based on given condition, you solve this type of problems. Yeah. Now see next. Next let me solve problems based on magnetic dipole moment and magnetic force and torque. Anyhow, we know the equations. Yeah. Now let me solve some models based on magnetic dipole moment and magnetic force and torque problems. Okay. Yeah. Anyhow, you know direction of the magnetic dipole moment. If already we covered direction of the magnetic dipole moment, if any loop which is in xy plane, if the loop is in xy plane, if it carries a current I, then that current loop behaves like a dipole, magnetic dipole. And if the loop is in xy plane, current is clockwise direction, then the direction of the magnetic dipole moment is minus k cap into the board. If it is anti-clockwise, direction is plus k cap. Just you recall it. Okay, just you remember it. Plus k cap. Okay. If the loop is in yz plane, current is in clockwise direction. Yz plane, current is in clockwise. Then direction of dipole moment is in yz means direction is along x-axis, and due to the clockwise it is minus I cap. If it is anti-clockwise in yz plane, that yz plane, so the dipole moment direction is along x-axis. Anti-clockwise means plus I cap. Okay, and you know direction of the torque also. Okay, direction of the torque at certain point. Now let me solve some easy problems, and again some three-dimensional loops will come. Okay, I am going to solve 3D loops also. Okay, some three-dimensional diagrams will come. That also I am going to continue. So before that, let us see how to solve some basic questions. And before going to that, let me find one equation. Work done in rotating a loop, current loop in a magnetic field. So this is like a work done in rotating a dipole in uniform magnetic field, electric dipole. You know work done in electric dipole, W minus P dot E or P cos theta. Here also let us get some formulas. Work done, let me write tau d theta. I am writing directly, only formulas I am going to use, that's why I am writing directly. dW is equals to F into dx, F nothing but rotation, nothing but tau, dx nothing but d theta. So dW tau, torque acting on loop in magnetic field, we have a formula mb sin theta d theta. Okay, so if you apply the integration, this W nothing but potential energy. Okay, that work is done in the form of potential energy. mb sin theta is minus cos theta. mb cos theta, we can write m bar dot b bar. Okay, so m bar dot b bar. So this is what potential energy. Okay, potential energy are nothing but work done in rotating a current loop which is in magnetic field. If this loop is rotated by an angle theta 1 to theta 2, if it is rotated by an angle theta 1 to theta 2, substitute limits theta 1, theta 2, then you will get W is equals to, recall the electric dipole. Okay, here you will get mb after substitution cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. Okay, next I am going to solve some problems based on these two formulas also. That's why just I recall the just electric dipole. Convert all the formulas here. There P is electric dipole moment. Here M magnetic dipole moment. In electrostatics E electric field intensity. B magnetic field intensity. Okay. In the same manner we can write potential energy. This is the work done. Of course nothing but potential energy. So let me continue this. So I will continue some problems based on this also. Before that, let me find magnetic force, magnetic dipole moment and torque. Torque acting on the loop as shown in figure. So let us find these three. They given the diagram like this. See, this is the loop, semicircular loop they given, carries current I. R is the radius, O is the center, and they applied the magnetic field like this. Yeah. Then find the force experienced by the loop, magnetic dipole moment of the loop, and torque acting on the loop. Okay, generally torque we can find from certain point. That also I will continue. Now let me find out first directly. Here, you know this loop is replaced by what? One wire, straight wire. Generally, this loop will be replaced by a wire of length 2r, carries current I, and field is in this way. See, current and field both are in same direction, length. So these two are in same direction. What is the theta? Theta 0, BIL sin 0. Then what is the force experienced by the wire? BIL sin 0. Force experienced by the wire is 0 because field is parallel to the current wire. Force is 0, BIL sin theta. Okay, so F is 0. Okay, and dipole moment M is equals to dipole moment. You know dipole moment is IA, NIA. For one term, N value 1, IA. Okay, in vector form I am going to write. Current is I, A nothing but pi r square by 2. Okay, so A nothing but pi r square by 2, and this is in something xy plane, and the current is clockwise. So if the loop is in xy plane, current is clockwise, direction of the dipole moment is minus k cap. So this is the magnetic dipole moment, I pi r square by 2 minus k cap. And torque we know mb sin theta, nothing but m bar cross b bar. mb sin theta, a cross b. So m is I pi r square by 2 minus k cap cross b I cap. On both diagram is right side. So b is right side along x-axis, I cap. So you know rules like vector rules, I cap, j cap, k cap. Then here I pi r square by 2 b k cross I. Okay, minus I written front. K cross I. K cross I is j and minus is there. Finally answer is I pi r square by 2 b j cap. Minus j cap. Minus is there. Okay. So this is the torque acting on this semicircular loop. So I pi r square by 2b minus j cap. So simple question this is. Next I am going to find torque about this point, about this, everything I can show you. Okay. Force is 0 because B is parallel. Now one more. You try this one. Find force, dipole moment, torque as shown in figure. So this is the loop. Complete loop is given. Feel that it is in xy plane. Yeah, this is given exactly. Yeah, find the force, dipole moment, torque. B is along x-axis. Solve the same thing. Again force is 0. Okay, force is 0 because B is along x-axis parallel. So force clear 0. BAL sin theta. Theta is 0. Okay. Triangle between L and B. So F is 0. Then coming to the dipole moment. M. Nothing but IA. A nothing but pi r square if r is the radius, and this is in xy plane, so minus k cap, and torque m bar cross b bar, m is I pi r square minus k cap cross b, b is along x-axis parallel to the length of the wire, so again minus k cross I, nothing but minus j I pi r square j cap, otherwise minus j cap, nothing but along negative y-axis. That is the direction of the torque. Okay. Now let me find the torque about some points. Find force and torque about C, torque about O as shown. Torque about C, torque about O as shown. See the given diagram like this. This is this is take center C. This is something point P. Current is I. Field is given into the board. Then decide it. What direction that wire experiences a force. Field is into the board. We done this one already. Just replace this wire with some semicircular wire whose length is 2r. Okay, this is r. And if I replace this one with 2r length and field is into the board, then decide in what direction it will experience as a force. So use the Fleming's left hand rule, again right hand rule, your convenience. So field is into the board, I is the current, field is into the board, I is the current, and it will experience as a force upward. So this is the force, very clear, B-I-L, L nothing but 2R upwards. Force is clear. Now find the torque about this point. Torque about this point. Means just you take any small part. Okay, torque about this point. Due to this, there will be some force. If I join one more small part, whose length is r d theta, okay, with something angle theta. This is also theta, and this length nothing but let us take r d theta, and it will experience as a force like this. One force is in this direction, one more force is in this direction, net force is vertically upwards, net force is upwards. Okay, so the resultant of these two forces is upwards. But these forces, all the forces you draw anywhere, definitely all the forces will reach the center. Force, and there is no perpendicular distance from the force. So torque about C 0, because you know torque nothing but force into perpendicular distance. From the center there is no perpendicular distance, so torque about C 0. Now let me find torque about this point P. Torque about the point P. So let me find torque about this point. This is the center, and one force is acting in this direction, one more force in this direction, net force is vertically upward. Okay, one more force, if you take one more small elemental length, current elemental length, that force is in this direction, one more is in this direction, net force is again Bi2R. Final force is very clear, that is upwards according to this diagram. Here force, and if I draw any normal, okay, this is theta, this is r, okay, small r, capital, that's not a problem, r, and from here to here is what? R cos theta, and see this is the normal I drawn. R cos theta, what is this? R sin theta. This is R sin theta. Force and this distance will create a torque about this point. Force this distance will create a torque about this point, because torque nothing but product of force and perpendicular distance, and due to the small elemental length you will get a small torque. That small amount of torque we can write it as tau, and force into a small elemental length, so force into some distance. So let me write force into some distance. Tau is equal to F into R. We can write this tau integration of, okay, and see this is the semicircular wire, so integration of 0 to pi, force nothing but BIL, L nothing but small arc length, L nothing but arc length is R d theta, arc length is R d theta, so BIL, L nothing but R d theta, perpendicular distance is R sin theta. Just you solve this problem, BIR square sin theta d theta. Sin theta d theta is minus cos theta 0 to pi. So cos 180 minus 1 and that is plus 1, 2 BIR square is the required answer. Okay. So 2 BIR square. So this is somewhat good, because I calculated torque about this point, torque about this point. We can find torque about everywhere if perpendicular distance is clear. Means you use some geometry. Okay, perpendicular distance. This is the perpendicular distance. If they ask here, some force is in this direction, again you draw one normal. That normal will give perpendicular distance, and simplify, you will get the answer. And see, previous problems also possible by integration method. But I am using some vector method that is somewhat better than this integration method. Okay, take this and I'll continue one more good question. So see one more. This is also a regular question. Find dipole moment and torque acting on the loop as shown. Force also we can find. Okay, for closed loop force, you know that 0. They given like this. Circular loop which is in xy plane, current is anti-clockwise. Then decide and see the field is applied like this. This is the direction of the field. Then solve m and tau. Previous field is along the x-axis. Now field makes some angle 45. Then resolve this field into some components. Let us get the field first. B bar we can write it as, okay, so B bar we can write it as B cos 45, and vertical component is B sin 45. Horizontal is B cos 45 I cap, Bx I cap, By j cap. Okay, B bar nothing but Bx I cap, By j cap. Bx nothing but B cos theta, cos 45 I cap, B sin 45 j cap. So B is equals to B cos 45. B cos 45 is 1 by root 2. So B by root 2 I cap plus j cap. So this is the magnetic field due to this loop. And dipole moment m bar. No doubt wire is in xy plane and current is anti-clockwise. Then direction of magnetic dipole moment is plus k cap. Clockwise minus k cap, anti-clockwise plus k cap. So IA, A nothing but pi r square plus k cap. Anti-clockwise means plus k cap. Now the torque acting on the loop is m bar cross b bar. What is m? I pi r square k cap cross b by root 2 I cap j cap. So do the cross product. I pi r square b by root 2 k cross I plus k cross j. Use the product rule. Tau is equals to I pi r square by root 2 b k cross I is j plus k cross j is minus I. So this is the answer. Okay, next some three-dimensional loops will come. So that also we'll see. Three-dimensional loops. Okay, so there identifying field is important. Field dipole moment also important. Means loop is in which plane, that you identify first. Next also I am going to draw some 3D loops. Before that, some easy question. One more easy question. Some direct question. You try this. I'll give the question. You only solve it. So regular question, next one. Let me give the question. A circular loop of area of cross section 1 centimeter square carrying a current of 10 ampere is placed in a magnetic field of 2T j cap. Okay, the loop is in xy plane with current in clockwise direction. Then find torque on the loop. So the given loop is in xy plane. Current is clockwise. Current is given. Current 10 ampere. Field is given 2T j cap. Okay, they are asking to find tau. Tau nothing but what? M bar cross B bar. Easy question this is. So M loop is in xy plane, current is clockwise. So I pi r square. No need pi r square because area directly they given. IA loop is in xy plane clockwise. So minus k cap cross 2 B is given to j cap. I is given 10, A area 1 centimeter square, 10 raised to minus 4 into 2 into, let me write this minus in front, k cross j. K cross j is minus I, minus minus plus, so 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3 plus I cap Newton meter. So regular question this is, direct question. Okay, and one more simple. Yeah, you try this. This is also direct question. A charge Q is spread uniformly over an insulated loop of radius r. If it is rotated with angular velocity omega with respect to the normal axis, then the magnetic dipole moment of the loop. So this is also simple question. They given loop. Some charge is spreads on the loop. This is charge. It's not a magnetic field. Charge is spread on the loop, and this is rotated with an angular velocity omega like this. Radius is r. Asking to find dipole moment of this loop. Okay, so dipole moment means again the same thing. M is equals to what? Ia, as loop rotates means charge rotates means nothing but current. So that current we know. So I is equals to dq by dt. We can write rotations means let me write like this: q by t, qf by t. 1 by t nothing but frequency. So q frequency nothing but omega by 2 pi, because omega is equals to 2 pi f is equals to omega by 2 pi. So I nothing but q omega by 2 pi. So we can write current in terms of charge, because they given charge, because they given omega. Area pi r square. Now answer is q omega r square by 2. Yeah, see one more same model. Yeah, one more director. A thin circular disk of radius capital R is uniformly charged with density sigma greater than 0. Okay, surface charge density sigma greater than 0 per unit area. The disk rotates about an axis perpendicular with a uniform angular speed omega. The magnetic moment of the disk. Okay, same problem like previous. So disk is rotating with some angular velocity omega. Then they are asking, because disk charge is given, circular disk, uniformly charged disk. So due to this charged disk, there will be a magnetic dipole moment of that disk. See, this is the disk. It rotates with an angular velocity omega. Okay, we can solve this problem by two methods. Just you take the small elemental length. That small elemental length, nothing but some charge rotates, nothing but some current loop, and that current loop have magnetic dipole moment. So instead of that, we know anyhow, we covered already m by L, which is equivalent to q by 2m. I think you remember, this is nothing but gyromagnetic ratio, covered in starting classes. Gyromagnetic ratio, magnetic dipole moment to the angular momentum. So gyromagnetic ratio. So this can be written as q by 2m. Directly we can write like this. Otherwise, you can follow the integration. Q nothing but sigma A. Why? Because sigma is the charge per unit area by 2m. This is the circular disk. Half mr square. Sorry, let me write. I omega. L is equals to I omega. Sigma A pi r square sigma pi r square by 2m. I, moment of inertia about this, half mr square omega. Mass gets cancelled, so we will get dipole moment m is equals to 1 by 4 pi sigma r power 4 omega. So we can get directly by using this method. Otherwise, we can, if you take a small elemental length whose radius is r, something dr, again apply the integration, we will get the answer. But this is the convenient method. So finally we got 1 by 4 sigma pi r power 4 omega.